Hi Ian, this is Ryan from Mark Consulting here, going over your demo video. Quick overview. This is the tenant registration portion of the application. You can see that there are two applications open. This is the admin version or your manager version, and this is the tenant version or the normal user version. When a user opens the application, this screen will pop up first and has a title New Tenant Registration with a logo, which we can change into your company name, and also a quick video. We can also add a video on a small tutorial on how to use the application as well. On the bottom there's instructions. If they are an existing tenant, they would simply click cancel right here and here, or otherwise if they have never registered, they would simply click continue. Click next to continue right here and right here. Again, to reiterate, this is the user version and this is the manager version. Now in both versions, in this particular page, they are both the same. They would simply fill out the unit number, the contact name, phone and email, and a 4-digit PIN for this particular profile. And you'll see what the PIN is for later on other videos. This concludes the tenant portion of the application. Okay, so we're going to move on to the information hub portion of the application. If they are an existing tenant, they would simply click cancel. And on the icon here, there's a start here icon on both versions, the manager version and the user version. And this is the part where they can use it as an information hub. So you can see that there are different categories here. For example, utilities connection, keys, lawns and gardens, rubbish pickup, parking, noise control, etc. They can choose one of the categories, for example, utilities connections, and you can see that there are different sections within the category. For example, connecting a phone, you can see that the description is right below, and for more information, they can simply click on that category. You can see that's organized by category and a subcategory. The category is utilities connection and the subcategory is connecting phone. The description is right below. On the bottom here, you'll see that there are click new to request a service, which is the ticketing manager, which we will explain in later videos. But you can see that on the user version, it's not visible to the normal user. Like I said, this is the manager version and this is the user version. And the reason why we made it that way is so that other tenants cannot see open tickets for other tenants. Again, the hierarchy goes as follows. You can go to the start here icon on both versions and click utilities connection or keys, whichever category you choose. For example, if I am interested in utilities connections, I would click utilities and it will bring up other sections on the bottom. If I want more information on a particular section, I would simply click on one of them, for example, connecting internet, and this will bring up a more detailed view. If they would like to request a service, they can click new. Stated right here, click new to request service. They would click new. We'll go over the service and ticketing management on a later video. On the user version, it's exactly the same, nothing's changed, except that you cannot see the open tickets. You return back. Another feature we added for the category and information hub portion is on the bottom, we can assign vendors to a particular category. For example, in the utilities connection, we assign these particular vendors: internet company, plumbing company, and electrician. We will show you how to add and manage the vendors on a later video. This concludes the information hub portion of the application. Now we're on to the vendor portion of the application. This is where we manage the vendors available for the tenants. Vendors such as a plumber, electrician, internet installation, and etc. To manage the vendors, you would go to the vendor icon on the right, to the right of the Start Here icon, which is right here, and brings up all your vendors. You can see the vendors are organized by categories and the name and the contact. You can choose a vendor and you can edit by clicking edit. When you choose a vendor, you can see that the available tickets associated to that vendor. When a tenant submits a service ticket, a vendor is automatically assigned to that ticket, and this is where it shows up. You can choose or change the category of a vendor by clicking edit and choosing the appropriate category for that vendor. You can add a new vendor by clicking new. For example, we're looking for a mechanic or appliance mechanic. You would choose an image, you would choose a category. I would choose this for maintenance tips. Contact number would be the phone, and you would click save. Now we just created a new vendor and assigned it to a category under maintenance tips. Now for the user version, we will not allow the users to have access to vendors. This button will disappear after we have added all the vendors we can. Now you can see that we have the appliance mechanic over here, but once we sync this application, it will bring up the new appliance mechanic right here. But like I mentioned, this is the user version, and when we have added all the vendors available, they won't be able to edit the vendors. Moving on towards the service ticket management portion of the application. For example, if you're a tenant and you would like to request service for a particular type of category, there are multiple ways to go about this. The first way is going to the vendors page. So from the start here, to the right, there is a vendor page. A tenant would simply choose the vendor and they could create a service ticket through there. Now, since we are a user, obviously, we can go through the user version of this application, and they would simply choose, for example, electrician vendor, and they would click new to request a new service. They would choose a subcategory. For example, they need help connecting power, and they would choose their unit number. Let's say test unit ABC is the unit, and this is where a PIN is required. The reason why we added a PIN is to remove other tenants from creating service tickets on behalf of other tenants. As a security feature, we implemented a PIN specific to each unit so that other tenants can't create service tickets on behalf of other tenants. And you can see here, the contact name and contact number is automatically populated in according to the unit number. So if I change it to 321, it changes to Ryan E. If I choose it ABC, it changes to Ryan Encarnacion with the main contact and email. You can add additional notes. And click Save. Notice that the PIN is required before any changes can be done. The PIN for this particular profile is 1234, and they would click Save. Another way to add a service ticket is through the Information Hub. For example, you're a tenant that is looking through and browsing the different information in the Information Hub. We'll use the Utilities Connection portion, and we will see that within the Utilities Connections category, there are different sections. If we are to choose, for example, connecting internet, a user can create a service ticket to help them install internet for their unit. To do that, they would simply click New and go through the prompts. You can see that the subcategory is automatically filled. The category is Utilities Connection. They would choose their unit number, the vendor, which is the electrician, and the PIN for this particular unit. You can add additional notes. Please install modem and click Save. We're going to just discard this sample. So that's another way to add a service ticket. Another way to add a service ticket is by going on again to the information hub, and this particular example will go back to utilities and connections, and we can go down and you can see that the available vendors for this particular category. There are different vendors associated with this category: the internet company, the plumbing company, and the electrician. In the previous video, we have showed you how to assign a vendor to a particular category to help tenants easily access the vendor. To manage service tickets, you would need to have the manager version of the application. There are multiple ways to see open tickets. The first way to open a ticket, and the quickest way, is going on the top left corner on the menu. On the request section of the application, brings up all the open tickets available for your property. As you can see, each ticket is assigned the status, a unit number, subcategory, ticket number, the date, and the category. We can go in more depth and in more detail by clicking on one of the tickets and see the information here as well. If the ticket is completed, you can simply click Edit, change the status to completed, and click Save. Now, for example, for this particular PIN, you would use 1234 and click Save. We can also view tickets via tenant profiles. If we go to the tenant profile, right here on the top left corner of the menu, it will bring up all your tenant information. The open tickets shows you how many tickets open for that particular unit. For example, in unit 321, you can see that there are 3 open tickets. If I go in the ticket section, you can see that the open tickets can be seen. If I want more information, I can click View, or I can create a brand new ticket for this tenant by clicking New. If I want to view it as a list, I can click View, and it'll bring up the open tickets as a list. You can see that's also organized by status, subcategory, the ticket number, and the date. For more information, you can simply click on one of the tickets and bring up the information here as well. Another way to view open tickets is going through the vendors page. There are multiple ways to access the vendors page, one of which is through the information hub. Again, for example, the utilities connection, and going down here for the available vendors. Or we can go directly to the vendor page by the icon vendors and choosing one of the vendors. The open tickets associated to that vendor is on this column right here. You can see that there are 7 open tickets for this particular vendor, which is the internet company. If I click the vendor, this brings up the vendor information as well as the open tickets for this particular vendor. Now, we've been talking about open tickets, but this can only be seen on the manager or admin version of the application. On the user version, tickets cannot be accessed by tenants. It shows up as an empty list, as well as in the information hub right here. In the vendor section, if they choose a vendor, the tickets cannot be seen as well. The reason why we added this is a security feature so that other tenants cannot see open tickets for the entire property. This should conclude the ticket section of the application. Hi Ian, so every time a tenant registers on the application, an email will be sent out to both the tenant themselves, copied, and to the admins available for the management property. So we can designate managers on the application itself to receive the email, but ultimately they will get a template that looks exactly like this, with the unit number, the contact name, phone, email, and the PIN of that particular unit. We also added the date registered on as well to help organize which days tenants register. And also you get another email for every time a service request is added. This is a sample template for a service request, and this is exactly what's being used and exactly what you will get on your emails every time someone requests a vendor for a service. You get the same information: contact name, number, and email. Additionally, you get the ticket number, the date the service requested, the service itself, which is utilities connection, and the connecting phone, and the unit number, then the vendor, which is the internet company in this particular example, as well as additional notes the tenant will add in the application. Now this concludes the demo video altogether. For any questions, feel free to contact me at rencarnation@rmcompanysolutions.com, and hopefully we are heading in the correct direction. For any changes, please let me know as soon as possible so we can implement it as quickly as we can, so we can deploy the application so that your business can start using it as a beta test and hopefully complete it within the week, if not sooner, so that your business can start enjoying your new application. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.